Imagine for a moment that you could step inside Elon Musk's mind, not to copy him, not to worship him, but to observe how he thinks, how he breaks problems apart, how he makes decisions, how he looks at the world. Because behind every rocket launch, every electric car, every giant company, there's something deeper, a way of thinking that most people never learn. Today, in this first part of our three-part masterclass, you're going to understand Elon Musk's mindset. And most importantly, you're going to compare it to your own. Let's start with this simple idea. Elon Musk doesn't think better than everyone else. He thinks differently. You can already feel the difference. Most people think inside a box they didn't even create. They inherit beliefs, opinions, fears, and limits from other people. Musk does the opposite. He starts from zero, from raw truth, from fundamental reality. This is why his entire worldview begins with something called first principles thinking, and this is your first comparison point. Ask yourself, when you face a problem, do you ask, what do people usually do? Or do you ask, what is the truth behind this problem? Because Musk breaks problems down like a scientist dismantling a machine, piece by piece, until only the truth remains. And if your thinking is shaped by what others say, what others do, what society expects, you're building your decisions on recycled thoughts. But when you think in first principles like Musk, you're building your life on bedrock. Now let's move to the second layer of Musk's mind, risk tolerance. Most people avoid risk because they fear the cost. Musk embraces risk because he sees the potential. He once said that starting SpaceX was most likely going to fail, but he did it anyway, not because he's reckless, but because he calculates risk differently. He measures risk not by the chance of failure, but by the value of the attempt. Now stop for a moment and compare yourself. Think of one thing you've always wanted to do. Why haven't you done it? Lack of time? Lack of money? Or is it fear pretending to be logic? Be honest, because transformation starts with honesty. If Musk had your level of risk tolerance, Tesla wouldn't exist, SpaceX wouldn't exist, Neuralink wouldn't exist. Your life today is shaped by the risks you refuse to take. The third part of Musk's mindset is his long-term vision. Most people think in days and weeks. Musk thinks in decades. When Tesla was losing billions, he wasn't thinking about this year's numbers. He was thinking about a world where every car is electric. When SpaceX rockets exploded, he wasn't thinking about embarrassment. He was thinking about building a city on Mars. So here is your comparison. Do you think in terms of right now or right future? Do you have a vision that scares you a little? A vision big enough to demand a different version of yourself? Or are you living in a loop of short-term survival? The truth is simple. Your vision determines your limits. Small vision, small life. Big vision, big transformation. Now let's go deeper, because Musk's mind is not just shaped by ideas. It's powered by something few people have: relentless work ethic. People talk about hard work. Musk lives it. He is known for 80 to 100-hour work weeks, sometimes sleeping in factories, sometimes working through nights, sometimes pushing through exhaustion because the mission mattered more than the comfort. But here's the part people misunderstand. Musk doesn't work hard because he enjoys suffering. He works hard because he is emotionally connected to his goals. Most people work to get through the day. Musk works to build a world that doesn't exist yet. And now the comparison becomes personal. What do you work for? Do your goals excite you or just keep you busy? Do you push yourself because you must or because you want to? Look at your daily routine. Every habit either moves you closer to your future or traps you in your present. Next, let's talk about something subtle but powerful: curiosity. Musk is obsessively curious. He reads constantly. He learns quickly. He absorbs knowledge across physics, engineering, economics, psychology, AI, and more. He doesn't specialize, he synthesizes. He connects dots most people don't even see. Now compare this to your own habits. When was the last time you learned something new outside your field? When did you last follow your curiosity deeply? Not for a job, not for money, but for understanding. Musk's genius isn't just intelligence. It's curiosity multiplied by discipline. And this brings us to the final component of his mindset: emotional detachment from failure. Not because he doesn't feel things, he does, but he doesn't let failure define him. When a rocket explodes, he doesn't take it personally. When the media attacks him, he doesn't collapse. When a business struggle hits him hard, he focuses on solutions, not blame. Ask yourself, how do you respond to failure? Do you avoid it? Do you run from it? Or do you use it as data like Musk does? Because the truth is, failure doesn't stop you. Your interpretation of failure stops you. So let's bring everything together now. You've just seen 6 pillars of Elon Musk's mindset. First principles, high risk tolerance, long-term vision, relentless work ethic, radical curiosity, emotional detachment from failure. And now comes the most important part, your comparison. Which of these pillars do you already have? Which ones are weak? Which ones can you start building today? Your transformation doesn't begin when you admire Musk. It begins when you evaluate yourself with the same honesty he uses on the world. So here's your first assignment before moving to part 2. Pick 2 of these 6 traits that matter most to your future. Write them down, then ask yourself, what would my life look like if I improved these 2 traits for the next 12 months? Because that question is the doorway. And how you answer it determines who you become next. This is only the beginning. Imagine waking up inside Elon Musk's daily routine. Not the luxury you see online, not the billionaire lifestyle the media shows, but the real engine, the discipline, the habits, the rhythm that makes him one of the most productive human beings alive. Because in this episode, we're going to uncover the way Musk works, and most importantly, how you can compare your own work habits to his. Let's start with a truth many people don't like to hear. Musk is not successful because he is lucky. He is successful because his daily habits are built for impossible goals. And most people's habits are built for survival, not transformation. So today, I want you to watch not as a fan, but as a mirror. Every time I explain one of Musk's habits, ask yourself, do I do this? Do I even try? Or am I running my life on autopilot? This journey starts with something called productive obsession. Most people work until they get tired. Musk works until the problem is solved. That is a completely different world. To him, work is not a task. It's a mission. That's why he jumps from Tesla to SpaceX to Neuralink to XAI without losing focus. His mind stays locked on one thing, solving the problem that matters most right now. Now compare yourself. What is the problem that matters most in your life today? Do you even know? Or are you busy solving tiny problems that don't change anything? Productive obsession means you pick one meaningful goal and you keep coming back to it every day, calmly, consistently, almost stubbornly, while everyone else gets distracted. This brings us to the second habit, speed of execution. Musk does not wait for permission. He does not wait for motivation. He does not wait for the perfect moment. He takes action right now. And if that action fails, he takes another one. He adjusts faster than others can plan. Most people lose years of their lives in the cycle of overthinking. I'll start when I'm ready, when I have time, when things calm down. But life never calms down. There is no perfect time. There is only the time you create by moving first. So here's your comparison. When you get an idea, do you act or do you wait until the spark dies? Speed is a skill. Speed is a mindset. Speed is a muscle. And Musk trains it every single day. Now we reach one of Musk's most underrated habits, problem-solving rhythm. He approaches problems like an engineer, not a victim. Something breaks? Good. Analyze it, fix it, try again, repeat. Where most people see a setback, Musk sees data. Where most people complain, Musk iterates. Where most people get emotional, Musk gets analytical. Ask yourself honestly, when something goes wrong, what is your default reaction? Do you panic? Do you blame others? Do you shut down? Or do you break the problem apart and look for the next solution? Your reaction to problems reveals your identity more than your goals do. Millions of people dream big, but only those with a calm, scientific rhythm actually build something. The next habit is one that has defined Musk's entire career, relentless consistency, the kind that looks almost insane from the outside. Consistency is not just doing something every day. Consistency is doing something even on the days you hate it, even on the days you're tired, even on the days your mind tells you to quit. Most people quit because their effort is controlled by their emotions. Musk's effort is controlled by his mission. This is why he has built companies that survived bankruptcy, failure, humiliation, and global pressure. Not because he's superhuman, but because he shows up even when he doesn't feel like it. Now it's your turn to compare. Do your goals control you, or do your emotions control you? Do you push forward when it's uncomfortable, or do you stop the moment things get messy? Greatness is not built on motivation. It's built on discipline during the moments no one sees. Next, let's talk about something practical: time architecture. Musk divides his time like an engineer, not by how he feels, but by what the mission requires. He cuts his day into blocks. He eliminates small talk. He reduces meetings to the bare minimum. He optimizes every minute with brutal honesty. Most people organize their day around comfort. Musk organizes his day around impact. So, compare. How much of your day is wasted on scrolling? How much is wasted on distractions? How much is wasted on tasks that don't move you forward? Imagine if you reclaimed even 2 hours a day, 2 hours of focused, mission-driven action. In a year, that would change your life completely. Now let's zoom in on another powerful habit: learning as a daily discipline. Musk doesn't treat learning as a hobby. He treats it as oxygen. He reads, he studies, he asks questions. He surrounds himself with people who are smarter than him in specific fields. And here's your comparison. Are you learning every day? Or are you repeating the same year of life over and over? Are you building your mind or just feeding your distractions? Most people stop learning after school. Musk never stopped, and that's why he keeps expanding into new industries while others stay trapped in one. Finally, we reach what might be Musk's most unique work habit. He works on things that matter to him emotionally. This is what makes his productivity sustainable. He chooses goals that feel meaningful, goals that excite him, goals that make him feel alive. Ask yourself, do your goals excite you, or do they just keep you busy? Are you working on something that your future self will thank you for? Or are you just passing time? Because your life becomes powerful the moment you align your effort with something that truly matters to you. So let's bring this all together now. Today, you learned the 7 core work habits of Elon Musk: productive obsession, speed of execution, problem-solving rhythm, relentless consistency, time architecture, daily learning, emotional connection to goals. Now comes the real challenge: your comparison. Which of these habits do you already have? Which ones do you lack? Which ones are hurting your future? And which ones could transform your next year if you repaired them? Your assignment before we begin, part 3, is simple but powerful. Write down 3 habits from this list that you want to improve. Then ask yourself, what would my life look like if I practiced these habits every day for the next 12 months? Because that question shapes your destiny. We've explored Musk's mind. We've explored Musk's work habits. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. Not Elon Musk's companies, not his billions, not the headlines. Imagine the architecture of his life, the way his decisions, habits, identity, and mission all connect together like gears in a powerful machine. In this final part of the masterclass, we're going to build something similar, not a copy of his life, not a fake version of his identity, but your own life framework inspired by the way Musk designs his existence. Because the goal is not to be Elon Musk. The goal is to build the most powerful version of you. Let's begin with the first component, purpose engineering. A life without a mission collapses under pressure. A life with a mission becomes unstoppable. Elon Musk doesn't wake up thinking, what should I do today? He wakes up thinking, what moves my mission forward? Every decision, every habit, every sacrifice is filtered through one question. Does this serve the mission? Now it's time for you to compare. What is your mission? Not your job, not your responsibilities, not what your family expects from you. I'm talking about the single idea that would make your life meaningful if you committed to it fully. Maybe it's building a business. Maybe it's creating art. Maybe it's changing your health, your career, your community, your future. Whatever it is, write it down. Because without a mission, there is no framework. You become a passenger instead of a pilot. Now we move to the second component, future mapping. Musk thinks in decades, not days. He designs his life like a long-term engineering project. He doesn't ask, what can I achieve this month? He asks, what future do I want to live in 10 years? And then he reverse engineers everything from there. Here's your comparison moment. Do you know where you want to be in 5 years? In 3 years? In 1 year? If I ask you to describe your future in a paragraph, can you? Or is your future blurry, undefined, floating in a cloud of someday? Let's be brutally honest. A future you can't describe is a future you'll never reach. So here's your assignment. Define one version of your life 5 years from now. Where do you live? What does your work look like? How much do you earn? How do you feel about yourself? What has changed? This is not fantasy. This is architecture. This is the blueprint of the life you're about to build. Now comes the third component, identity shift. This is the part no one talks about, but Musk understands deeply. Identity is the root of behavior. People don't rise to their goals. They fall to the level of their identity. If you see yourself as average, you will behave average. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you will always be trying, never becoming. Musk sees himself as someone who solves impossible problems. That identity shapes everything he does. So here's the big question for you. What identity is shaping your life right now? Be honest. Are you the overthinker, the hesitator, the dreamer but not the doer? Or are you the builder, the creator, the person who makes things happen? Your identity is not fixed. It is programmable. And today, you're going to rewrite it. Choose the identity that matches the life you want. Say it out loud, write it somewhere visible, live with it until your actions naturally align with it. Now comes the fourth component, and maybe the most powerful, building an impact-driven life. Musk doesn't chase money. He chases impact, and money becomes the side effect. Every major decision he has made was tied to solving a massive problem. Clean energy, multiplanetary life, neural health, AI alignment, public communication. He asks a simple but life-changing question. What problem can I solve that actually matters? So compare yourself again. Are you working on something that makes an impact, something meaningful, or are you pouring your time into things that don't leave a trace? Your life instantly becomes larger when you work on something that matters to the world, or at least matters deeply to you. Now, let's weave everything together. Purpose, future, identity, impact. This is the framework. But now comes the part that will turn this framework into reality, daily systems. Musk's life isn't shaped by motivation. It's shaped by systems, little routines, small habits, daily commitments, the quiet behaviors that no one sees. Ask yourself, what daily habits support your mission? What habits destroy it? What routines will make your 5-year life possible? You don't change your life in one giant action. You change it through small actions repeated, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. Now we reach the end of this journey. But before I close, I want you to do one final exercise. And this is the most important part of all. Write your personal manifesto, a statement of who you are becoming, a declaration of the future you're choosing, a promise to yourself. It doesn't need to be long. It just needs to be real. Something like, I am building a life with purpose. I think long term. I act fast. I solve problems. I become better every day. I am designing a future I will be proud of. This is your turning point. Not because Elon Musk is special, but because you finally see the system that shaped him, and you can use that system to shape your life. So here's the truth. You don't need rockets. You don't need billions. You don't need genius. You need clarity, discipline, and a mission that matters to you. You have just completed a 3-part masterclass. You learned how Musk thinks, you learned how he works, and now you know how to design your life with the same power, but with your own identity, your own dreams, your own signature. The next chapter of your life begins now, and it begins with one question. Are you ready to become the version of yourself that your future is waiting for?